Welcome to Heathcliff Consortium, also known as Heathcliff Consortium, where I'll be live in the studio at Female Television. This is a local studio, a really popular local studio, and run by Mr. Fulukia. And that's the sound engineer and music producer who is behind this studio right here. Very vibrant studio with a lot of connections in the local community and local organizations. And this is where I'll be performing a show today in a few hours. Uh, and the show today is really for a small group. It's not gonna be like a large show. We don't think it's gonna be like a large show, but we are basically looking to have a few people from the local community turn up and enjoy the show. And so let me actually talk a little bit about what kind of music I got on the set list for this show. Basically, what it is it's no original music of my own. Obviously, with my music act, I'm gonna be putting out originals soon. But right now, what I'm doing is basically a bunch of covers. And so what I have, I think probably the act that has the most number of songs that I'm covering for this particular show is the Google Dolls. Funnily enough, and I was just remarking the other day as I was walking that the Google Dolls, their vocalist, he probably just sounds really serious. He probably sounds like a really serious, like he's got something serious to say. When you compare him to other vocalists I like the vocalists from Hinda or Lifehouse or The Script or any of those guys. Now, that's not to say the Google Dolls vocalist is the best. That's not what this is. It just means he sounds more serious. Um, there are songs where that's not what you're looking for. You don't even want that for most songs. For songs like, think of a song like, let me just pop up a song off the top of my head. A song like Joe Bonamasa's Driving Towards the Daylight. Uh, sure, you can have a serious sounding vocal, but for that particular song, probably what you want is a sad sounding vocal. So somebody that just sounds sad. Like you could have like a Jerry Moore type vocal on that song would suit perfectly for the lyrics. So that's probably what you want. Would work a lot better. Um, there are songs where you want to sound upbeat and happy. Um, there are songs like I'm trying to find a really kind of mainstream type song. I was gonna give the example of Alessandro Safina's Luna, which is a love song. You probably want to sound like really happy and upbeat for that song. So you would want somebody like the vocalist from Switchfoot, who sounds like a happy guy. That's who you want. He's got a vocal that sounds happy. Um, and so you got all kinds of vocals. You got Blakey Lawless from Wasp. His vocal probably sounds really gritty and kind of like desperate and tough and that kind of thing. Um, Works really great for certain ballads. Like probably would work really well for some of the really great ballads from the Scorpions. Um, Works well for Wasp songs, of course. So I'm saying that the fact that the Google Dolls vocalist sounds serious um, doesn't mean he's the best vocalist or it's just one particular strand. All it is when you are singing and you have a vocal, it helps if your vocal can have a distinctive tone in some kind of element of emotion, whether that's sounding sad or happy, upbeat, strong, desperate. What you don't want to do is you don't want to sound flat. There are vocalists that sound super sincere, um, like Michael Bolton when he's singing his love songs, and I think that's a great thing. So he's got a certain emotion that he's evoking through his vocal, and that's kind of what you want to do. Now with the Go-Go Dolls, I feel like that guy sounds really serious, and it's just funny. But for some reason, that ended up being um, something that where the Google Dolls ended up having something like 3 or 4 songs in my set list. Most other acts only have a single song, if they have a song at all, that's in my set list. So somehow, the Google Dolls ended up having, I think, more songs than anyone else. Now, in my original set list, I think that Joe Bonamassa has 2 songs in there. Of course, I love Joe Bonamassa, but he doesn't sound like the Google Dolls. He's got a very different vocal. His vocals sound, really. The way I would put it is very tranquil. That's how I would put it. Because I mean, with the blues, he's sounding sad. You want to sound sad in the blues. The sadder you can sound in the blues, the better. So you want to practice that emotion, and Joe Bonamassa has got that emotion in his vocal. So he's mastered that. He sounds very tranquil. He sounds, but then he's able to hit really high notes. So it's not just sad. It's said with emotional lift due to those really high vocals, so which actually intensifies the emotion. It's really interesting. So that's why you want to listen to some Joe Bonamassa songs. Really masterful art. And if I was a better musician, I probably would cover more Joe Bonamassa songs than the Google Dolls. Uh, so there, maybe I'm revealing a little bit of bias actually, and not in favor of the Google Dolls, right? uh, I'm just saying, me covering the Google Dolls doesn't mean that the Google Dolls are the best musical act on the planet. Uh, it's probably because it reflects my own uh, level as a musician, that's who I'm covering. I mean, those songs are not technically that difficult. They're not the most difficult. In fact, the Joe Bonamassa songs probably are the most technically challenging that I got in my original set list. So that's a little bit about it. Now let me quickly run through the other acts whose songs I cover in my original set list. I got some Daughtry, I got some Gary Moore, more blues, and Gary Moore, in my book, greatest guitar player to ever play. And so his songs can be a little bit challenging, but I think I did pick the easier stuff, which is a good thing. Again, reflecting my own musical capabilities at the moment, probably not in the most flattering of ways, right? um, I got so I'm picking the easiest stuff I can find. And if I'm picking from a really super accomplished artist like a Gary Moore, a super technical, top end, I'm going for their easiest kind of stuff. Um, but playing my favorite artists does make the show a lot more fun for just for myself. So I've got no Michael Jackson, no Darius Rucker, no Nickelback. No, I'm going through some of the artists that I listen to um, off the stage, but I couldn't fit their songs in for one reason or another. Um, Judas Priest, I think I do have a couple Judas Priest songs in my original set list, which is a good thing. I have listened to a lot of Judas Priest, one of my favorite bands. Um, and I'm a metal musician, so Judas Priest definitely. Wasp, uh, I probably did have a Wasp song or two in my original set list, but not for the show today. Um, let's see, who else do I got? Joe Bonamassa, I already mentioned. Um, let's see who else. I have some Montgomery Gentry country songs in my original set list, not in the show today. Couldn't fit it in for one reason or another. But that's basically a little bit about what I got in the set list, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and so I can actually just kind of give a real quick kind of run through. This is where we're gonna be setting up the stage, right? So we got one big speaker here, another one down on the floor. Um, my guitar is back there, off stage, and this is a big banner that gives you a sense of the studio, female television, and kind of their vision for the work that they are doing in the local community, and kind of walking you through now actually the actual studio and outdoors as well. But then we're gonna have like sitting right here on the seats where the audience can take in the show. So this is totally wild, a lot of fun. And there in the back there, you got a little musician recording booth, and yeah, this is some cool stuff. So that's it from me, live at female television studio, where we're gonna be taking to the stage in a couple hours, something like that, and I'll be posting more updates on this show.